Apostolic letter of Pope Francis on Blaise Pascal following. Conversion, the visit of the Lord. On November the 23rd of 1654, Pascal had a powerful experience that even now is referred to as his night of fire. This mystical experience, which caused him to weep tears of joy, was so intense and so decisive for him that he recorded it on a piece of paper precisely dated the memorial, which he inserted in the lining of his coat, only to be discovered after his death. While it is impossible to know the exact nature of what took place in Pascal's soul that night, it seems to have been an encounter which he himself acknowledged as analogous to the encounter fundamental for the whole history of revelation and salvation that Moses experienced in the presence of the burning bush, Exodus 3. The term fire, which Pascal placed as the heading of the memorial, invites us, relatively speaking, to make this comparison. The parallel would seem to be indicated by Pascal himself, who, immediately after the evocation of fire, repeated the appellation that the Lord gave himself in the presence of Moses, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. Exodus chapter 3, verse 6 and 15. And then added, not of the philosophers and the sages. Certainty, certainty, feeling, joy, peace, God of Jesus Christ. End of quote. Our God is indeed a joy, and Blaise Pascal testifies to this before the whole church and before all those who seek God. Quote, this is not the abstract God or the cosmic God, no. This is the God of a person, of a call, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God who is certitude, who is sentiment, who is joy. End of quote. The encounter that night, which confirmed for Pascal the grandeur of the human soul, overwhelmed him with that same lively and fathomless joy. Quote, joy, 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 tears of joy. End of quote. And that divine joy became for him an occasion of confession and prayer. Quote, Jesus Christ, I separated myself from him, I fled him, denied him, crucified him. May I never be separated from him. End of quote. Pascal's experience of the love of God, who, in Jesus Christ, personally shared in our history and ceaselessly shares in our life, set Pascal on the path of profound conversion, the life of charity, and thus the, quote, complete and sweet renunciation of the old self, corrupt and deluded by its lusts. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. As Saint John Paul II noted in his encyclical on the relationship of faith and reason, quote, philosophers such as Pascal are outstanding for their rejection of all presumption, as well for their stance of humility and courage. They came to realize that, quote, faith liberates reason from presumption, end of quote. Certainly, prior to the night of November the 23rd, 1654, Pascal never doubted the existence of God. He also knew that God is the supreme good. What he lacked and longed for was not knowledge but power, nor truth but strength. End of quote. That strength was now bestowed on him by grace, and he felt himself drawn with certitude and joy to Jesus Christ. Quote, we know God only through Jesus Christ. Without this mediator of all communication with God, taken away. End of quote. To discover Jesus Christ is to discover the Savior and Liberator whom I need. Quote. This God is nothing other than the Redeemer of our miseries. Thus we can only really know God by knowing our iniquities. End of quote. As with every authentic conversion, the conversion of Blaise Pascal took place in humility, which delivers us from our narrowness and self-absorption. The vast and restless intelligence of Blaise Pascal, brimming with peace and joy at the revelation of Jesus Christ, invites us, following, quote, the order of the heart, end of quote, to advance towards the brightness of these heavenly lights. For if our God is a hidden God, Isaiah 45 verse 15, it is because he willed to conceal himself in such a way that our reason, illumined by grace, will never stop seeking to find him. Hence, it is by the illumination of grace that we come to know him. Yet our human freedom must be open to this. And indeed, Jesus comforts us with these words, quote, "You would not seek me if you had not found him," quote from St. Augustine.